Yo, what is up, my friends, foes, members of the Omni Council? Daimien Kamiya here, Omni King. We are here with some Final Fantasy XII once again. For those that didn't know, when on Wednesday, when I beat Final Fantasy, or when I beat the Pokemon Silver and Gold, I decided to hop back into Final Fantasy XII, and we made it through the Sandsea and King Wraithwall's tomb. So we now indeed have access to our second jobs. Every character now has their second job license board. We have acquired our first Esper, which I may briefly talk about. I'll probably have like a brief stint where I do talk about the Espers, because I feel like I should probably bring them up. I never use Espers. Espers are useless. In the original game, and this has to do in part with the original game. In the original game, Espers were garbage, like in the PlayStation 2 one, because of how consistent your party members could hit level 9 or hit max or damage cap. The fact that you were losing 2 of them for one enemy that couldn't do that nor support you nearly as much, right? So Espers were literally just garbage. The only Esper worth anything was the ultimate Esper, Zodiark, who specifically existed as a means of, how do I say it? You basically casted Break on yourself, which is the Petrify effect, summoned him, and then right away, right off the bat, he would use his ultimate attack, which did 50,000 damage. That's the only reason you ever summoned an Esper, was for a quick 50k. That was it. And for some flashy animations, because you got to keep in mind, 50k was like hitting pretty much just shy of 4 attacks. So it wasn't completely worth it. Even currently, most high-end bosses anyways, if you summon an Esper in a boss fight, that boss has a specific Gambit or programming, as all enemies in the game have Gambit systems, and you can look them up on the wikis and stuff to see what their combat order and stuff is. But all high-end bosses specifically have a predetermined factor that if an Esper is on the field, they will use a particular move that is designed to one-shot Espers. Bosses do not tolerate Espers on the field, so Espers are garbage. In the Zodiac Age, I think they made Espers a little better, but not by much. The mod has improved Espers a lot too, but the modder also improved Espers based off of the lore-based classes that the characters have with his mod. I am not running those. For example, Bosch is a... Hey, Red Makoto! Just explaining a little bit about like Espers in Final Fantasy XII. How the mod changed them. So Bosch, he's designed to be kind of like a paladin, like a heavy hitter, a tank with some support magics. So the Espers he gets are designed to kind of do damage while he takes the damage from them, like he draws the attention away from them. So if I have those Espers on another character, like it's not going to mesh as well. Actually, let me look it up. I have the documentation here. Character and Esper guide. No, I don't want. Let's go away. Okay. So Bosch, does it say what Espers they get? Bosch. Yeah, so Bellius would actually go to Bosch. So the Esper I just got, it says, tactics, he buffs Bosch, who can and should be tanking for Bellius, will self-buff with faith and blast enemies with fire if they are weak to it, or shades of black magic to roll for high power spells. So that's pretty much the way Bellius is going to work. His Gambits within the mod are designed to buff the ally and basically try to get the ally to tank for them. And who did I give Bellius to? Oh, Bosch. But Bosch is a foe breaker archer combination, not a tank. Under any circumstances, Bosch is not a tank. So summoning Bellius is going to turn Bosch into a tank, which isn't necessarily going to work in the greatest ways. But he casts Bubble, he casts Decoy, so it's not horrible. He can cast Regen as well. But I do kind of want to show off the Esper ultimate attacks, which are all, I believe they're all set to be used. Yeah, their daring attack is when they have 10 seconds left. So at some point I'll show those off, but I'll probably wait until I have all the Espers so I can just kind of rotate through it. Anyways, let's just move over straight into the game. Red, if you didn't know much about Final Fantasy XII, you've come to the right stream. Because I know a lot about the original PlayStation 2, a small amount about the International Zodiac system, which was a Japan-only released bonus version of the PlayStation 2 game, the Zodiac Age, which is the base of this game, and the mod. Oh, have you not seen my transition before? Yeah, the transition came from a video game. Like the idea for it. It was my reference. I recorded it, and it was my reference pick to the guy that made the stinger for me. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know much about Final Fantasy either. I know a little, like, I know more about the game and its mechanics than I know really about the story and the lore. I know a decent amount about story and lore, but I don't consider myself an expert in Final Fantasy lore. I just enjoy the game. The game is, oh, okay. I just enjoy the game. Final Fantasy XII is just one of my favorite games because of the mechanics, the combat, the way the game plays is why it's my favorite. And that's why I've invested so much time into learning about how the game works rather than just like the plot. Like, there's an entire lore about the Espers and why they're on Earth and stuff like that. And I know a little bit about that. But to me, I care more about how the Espers function in combat. And they're garbage. Alright, time to start a bunch of hunts that I'm not going to do yet. Because in the base game, if I wanted to do these, I could probably do most of them now. There's a couple that I wouldn't be able to accomplish. But with the mod buffing health and stats, almost all of the two of them I can't do right away, or you know, one of them I can't do right away because this one's in the next town I'm going to. But like three of them, one of them I like to wait on because it's beneficial with doing in the loop with another hunt that's much later in the game. But there is absolutely a few that, because of the buffs the mod gives monsters, they will destroy me. Alright. They can make very quick work of me. Some of them I can't even try to fight. Like that snake mark that I just picked up, I can't even hope to do that one. Because the snake's level 30. I'm not anywhere near level 30. I don't know why they give you that hunt so early. And you got to be very, very careful about encroaching upon that, because that guy's in the Zeratin Caverns. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you screw that up, or, sorry. Yeah, if you go in, like, the wrong entrance or something, you end up against level, like, near 40 enemies. You could possibly stumble across a level 99 enemy. And you have the, full-on capability of, stumbling across the Esper, which will instantly destroy you. Because he's flying. He uses electric. His powerful electric move can stop you, which means you can't attack or move. You can't do anything. You're literally just stuck. He's flying, so if you don't have a means of hitting flying enemies, you can't do crap against them. Pretty much, yeah. The caverns are an optional area in the game. You don't have to go there for story. But if you don't... It's sketchy, because some areas like are level like 17 enemies, and they're totally capable of being handled. But then there's others where they're level 37, 38 enemies, and one map where there's 2 of the same enemy that can spawn, and he can be anywhere between level 56 to 99. It's randomized. When I played the base game for the first time, the base game of the re-release here, the remake, they the enemies I think were 78 and 84, if I recall their levels correctly. So it can be very, very, very bad. All right. I need to talk to you because I need to go to Westgate. Because I need to talk to your Moogle sibling. Yeah, but the other thing that makes the Esper fight really, really bad is, first things first, the mini-map's all screwy, which is one thing in and of itself. It doesn't really matter for the fight. But there's like a near endless horde of zombies that just... Like, you'll be fighting the boss and probably at least 3 to 4 zombies. You kill one, more spawn. It doesn't end. In all honesty, I refuse to fight the Esper at all until I have a very particular trinket. Because there's a trinket in the game that prevents stop. And if you get that, then you're home free. Alright, so I've started that quest. I'm going to talk to you now. Send me to the Sand Sea. I just want to get all these hunts started so I can go and do them at my leisure. Oh, and if it seems like I'm going fast, Red, it's because I am. This game has a ×2 and a ×4 speed modifier. It's one of the reasons I think I hated the PlayStation 2 version. Like, one of the faults is it could be very, very slow. Like, let me head to the quest guy I need to talk to next without it. Just to give you an idea on speed here. Almost there. Here he is. Alright, so this guy's a little annoying because he can... This boss here, the ringworm, can use immobilize, which can be really annoying if you have a melee fighter. If you have melee fightings. But there's ways around it. Again, through items, etc. Alright, so one I need to talk to Gareth for a quest. The other... The 2 are down south in the plains. Oh, yeah, the tavern owner. The guy that was in the location where I started the quests. Merlin. Merlin! What do you want, kitty cat? You're disturbing me while I stream. Can you just lay down? Thank you. I've had a cat enter my room. I have food, by the way, so I may be eating. It's small finger food, though, so it won't take long. Yeah. So, in the original, there was no speed up. The International Zodiac System added a ×2 feature. The Lost Age added a ×4 feature. And I can't play the game without it now. It only makes slight movements harder. Alright. I'm pretty sure there's going to be stuff here for me to upgrade to. I want to go see Magello first. Penelo, you're all right. Do you have any have the slightest idea how worried I've been? What, don't tell me you're running off with those sky pirates too. Vaughn I can understand, but you, Penelo? Well, I suppose it's not all bad. The two of you finally growing up, making decisions yourselves. Do as you feel you must. Whatever trouble you might get yourselves into will only make you stronger, I'm sure. Yes, yes. When you want to come back, you've only... No. You go about your adventures until you decide for yourselves it's time. And until then, don't worry yourselves about the shop or any of your friends. Just leave all that to Magello, you hear? And now that that's decided, we should get down to business. If you're traveling, you'll need sundries, yes? Well, sundries we have. I really wish they got John DiMaggio to voice that. I don't think you hear Magello for the rest of the game. John DiMaggio's job is done. Anyway. Alright, so I can do some side quests now. So we'll do one really quick. Just need to hit the save crystal. Gonna head to Nalbina Fortress. They didn't really talk about it before, but this place is, this direction is blocked off. You can't go here. The story doesn't even tell us to go here yet. What, John DiMaggio? No. He's like, John DiMaggio's not a bad guy. That's like the voice of Bender in Futurama and Marcus Phoenix and stuff. Like, I think it all depends on just the game. It wasn't a cinematic cutscene, it was a text cutscene, and there's a lot of those in this game, so they just didn't need to voice him anymore. Just Magello doesn't get... I don't believe Magello gets any more voiced... Like, he's not in any more cinematic cutscenes for the rest of the game. Like, John DiMaggio, it's like, he's in the voice... He's a legend in the voice acting industry. There's no way he would do... Oh, you don't? Okay. Yeah. I don't recognize anime voice actors, predominantly because I don't watch anime, but when it comes to like video games and cartoons, I'm a lot better at it, but still not the greatest. Yeah, John DiMaggio is a legend. So, who's this? July. I'm working, in case you haven't noticed, and the sooner I finish, the sooner I can get out of this Chocobo Factor and back home in Arcades. How long are we going to be out here, sir? With Leviathan and her fleet sunk, I couldn't help but wonder if we should desert our post. The Empire doesn't look too kindly upon deserters, Gibbs. Of course not, but our commanders did go down with the others and jogged. If we don't receive new orders, we're like to stand watch until our armor rusts. I thought we might find a way to transfer to a new division. You might end up fighting on the front lines? No, sir. It's so boring here. A proper soldier never leaves his post until he's relieved. That means standing here until your dying day, so be it. More like you'll be shipped off the battle long before that, though. Fair enough, sir, but why'd it have to be here, of all places? A soldier doesn't complain about his post, Gibbs. Granted, it's hot, the city reeks of sweat, and I've sand in places sand has no right to be. I'll never get the stink of Chocobo out of my nose. Reminds me. The ones at Lord Vane's appointment ceremony. A gift of your family, weren't they? I'd hope to forget. The fewer that know about that, the better. Alrighty. Hide user. Ports. Get rid of these bots. Man, I really wish there was a way I could auto-moderate that. Alright. What's to be ashamed of? You ought to be proud. Your family raised some of the finest in the Empire. That's what. I say I couldn't attend the appointment ceremony. This place does stink, and no mistake. Better finish my work here and be off. Can't go back to Arcady smelling like this. So, I guess it's not really mentioned, but what you do is talk to Gertie here, our good friend and Chocobo Wrangler. He's in every city, and you can get a Chocobo. When you get a Chocobo, you have 3 sprints and a time limit. While you're on a Chocobo, enemies cannot and will not attack you. You can just run right by them. There are certain areas even Chocobo won't go, though, but this is important for this. You there. This way's off limits. You'll have to turn back. What's the trouble there, Gibbs? Back. Keep it away. You're not afraid of the Chocobo, are you? Gibbs, your family's held Kitchda Downs for generations. Surely you're used to them by now. Yeah, you can filter them out, but the bots don't use consistent phrases. They use variations of different kinds, and those are parts that are part of a word. If I were to ban that phrase, I would ban anyone that said a word that even had those like 3 letters next in a word. It kind of reminded me of like MapleStory's censoring system. Because it didn't recognize spaces as breaking up characters. If it detected, so if I were telling someone, oh, I jumped on this platform, well, the last 2 letters of jumped, or the last 3 letters of jumped, sorry, are P-E-D, and the first letter of on is O, so it would censor those 4 letters. It would be kind of something like that. Right, it would potentially just start banning people in chat for just saying random things. And I don't want that. Besides, they're in everyone's chats. I've even noticed them in like bigger VTuber chats. It's just a thing that happens, you know, like their chats though are so big that they're unnoticeable. The family. That's what I'm on about. Blast the family and their Chocobos. You grew up in the capital, you wouldn't understand. Thanks to my family, I smelled so strongly of Chocobo. The first time I went to the capital, a woman wouldn't give me the time of day. Had to save up for months to buy a Vera cologne to mask the stench before I was able to find someone who'd marry me. If I come back stinking of Chocobo, she'll leave me for a certainty. I'm not sure how much longer I can stand it. It's probably too late already. Enough is enough. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that can be fixed. The only way, like, there is a way I could imagine, but I don't know how it would be programmed. But, like, those bots don't count as a view. So I feel like, at the very least, to block them the way they are now, they could make it so comments don't get detected if your account isn't detected as a view by the streamer. But then the botters would just find a way to do that. But then that would create other problems because it could create view botting and streamers can get banned for that. Oh, there's a mess of problems that could occur. Blimey. Blast! A member of the Imperial Army running from a chocobo. To your post, Gibbs! To your post! Titch Downs, eh? Thanks to you, I've got what I need, and far sooner than I'd hoped. I'm an Arcades street ear, see? The soldier's wife hired me to find out about his family. He'd always been secretive about his past, and she was rightly concerned. Yeah, chocobos are one of the mascots of the Final Fantasy franchise. They're generally just mounts. Well, my work here is done. Back to Arcades with me to collect my fee. It's a big city, but who can say? Perhaps I'll see you there someday. Farewell and thank you. So that's an illusion. When we, when we get to Arcades, we will see her. But this also unlocks the next area. We can now go to the next area a little bit ahead of schedule. So now we now enter Mosforan High Waste. I would highly recommend not bothering the enemies here, though. They're like low-level 30s. They will destroy you. You are not prepped for these enemies. My recommendation, run straight forward into the city. Right here. You can't ride chocobos in cities, so you get off, enter the city. Right, so now there is a vendor here. Believe it or not, there's a vendor, or there's an orange crystal too. Make sure you get that. Touching it allows you access to this place as a teleport, which can be useful. So what does this vendor sell? Oh, maybe I can get some neat high-level stuff. Nope. However, I think in the original you used to be able to. But not to the same degree that you're thinking. In the original, I think he only had a few trinkets that you could get a bit ahead of schedule. Like, you could buy the golden amulet and the Firefly. The golden amulet obviously doubles LP. It's not buyable in the remakes anymore. And in Final Fantasy... and then in... what else did they get? I zoned out, sorry, mid-sentence. Oh, yeah, the Firefly. So you might have seen that I got a Firefly. I still have it in my inventory. However, the Firefly, this effect was given to it by the mod. Its original effect is that leveling up removes experience, when you equipped it, you can't get experience from leveling up. You can't get experience when you kill enemies. It makes experience worth 0. The mod removed that item in its entirety. But it doesn't matter anyways, because there's Oh, favorite Final Fantasy character? Yes, I do. He's actually in my party. Let me get... Where's the... I don't think I bought it yet. There it is. Arrows of Light. Got fire arrows now. Yes, so my favorite character is actually this dude right here. Balthier. I don't think I can show you like a full body though, sadly. I can show you a full body when I like go out into the area though, but just not in a town. Balthier's kind of catchphrase in the game, like he's the leading man is the phrase he uses a lot, and I really like that. He's kind of humorous. Fran's also really funny. And then, you know, I sort of like Lightning's character in Final Fantasy 13, though I feel like they butchered her in the sequels. I feel like there was so much more they could have done than what they did do with her. Yeah, so at the very least, though, this guy sells a serum, which is not a bad item to acquire. To be perfectly honest, there's a particular run type in the original. It was called No LP 122333 run, and that's the official title. So LP is license points in this game, which is that's what you use to buy stuff so you can equip and use more, like equip more stronger weapons, armor, use more spells, as well as just powering up your character. And then the 122333 thing is based off your party. So when your party joins you, Vaughn always starts at level 1. Balthier and Fran will always join the party one level higher than Vaughn. And Bosch, Ash, and Pinello will always join 2 levels higher than I think it's either Vaughn or just your highest party member. Yes, I have. I've not really beaten the first one. I've beaten 2 and 358 Days over 2. And Recoded. Those are the only games I've beaten. I own Dream Drop Distance, but I've not played it yet. I don't own 3, so I haven't played that one. Alright, so there's one other side quest we can do. So let's head to the Dalmasca Ester Sands. Actually, we already... You know what? I wasted a teleport stone. Because I already preset this one. Where'd she go? Oh! Never mind. I still gotta do this. This is what I want to do. This is definitely my dad's boat, but where's my dad? Something's bad. Something bad must have happened. I'm crossing to the north bank to see what's going on. I know how to pilot the boat, and there's no point waiting around here worrying. Nonsense. Watching your father pilot the boat and doing it yourself are 2 different things. The river's dangerous, boy. But what if my dad's in trouble? After him, there's no one that even knows how to pilot the boat except me. Yes. Even if you make it across the river, who knows what you'll find once you're there. I'm sorry, but it's simply too dangerous. But my dad... What if he went with... Chijiri? He hunted the flowering cactoid for Dentro. He must know how to defend himself. True, that is true. What do you say, boy? Will you do this for our village? Will you go with Chigri to see what's happened on the north bank? You just gotta. I'll pilot the boat. What do you say? Let's go. Thanks. What are we waiting for? Thank you, boy. Look after Chigiri for us, and you, Chigiri. You be careful. The river will swallow the lot of you if you're not. Look, over there. Are those cactoids? They must have attacked the north bank. What are we gonna do? Wait, there's my dad and everyone else too. I don't like the look of this one bit. Seems like they're holding them hostage. But what would cactoids want with hostages? I don't believe it. Cactoids all up and left. Now's our chance to go help my dad. Alright. A lot of text dialogue here. So glad you're alright. We didn't know what happened to you. Quite a tale, that one. Need some tales of your own, piloting the boat all by yourself? I knew you got the river in your blood. Others said it was too dangerous, but I knew I could handle it. What about the cactoids? They ran off for good, right? We can only hope so. Still, they're a prickly lot. Can't imagine they'd give up that easily. Whoa, what's that? That is the leader of the cactoids. Hey, Prickle Pants. Who do you think you are kidnapping my dad? Stay back, Shikiri. They're just trying to find their son. Find their son? You mean they're related? That's right. They're a cactoid family. The eldest son, Dran, went missing, and they set out to find him. They came to our village along the way. Nothing but bad news, this Dran. He's part of a cactoid clan terrorizing the desert. There's even a bounty on his head. This one, here's the matriarch of the family. She's been searching high and low for him, wants to bring him home and set him straight. But they couldn't find Dran anywhere in Dalmasca. That's why they needed us. She forced us to guide them into lands beyond the desert. Morgan Highways, the Saka Wood, even the Nukrol of Nabudis. I'd given up hope of ever making it back. And after that, we still couldn't find him. So they brought us back here for now, but who knows where they'll drag us off again. There's a brownie on this strand, huh? You have any idea where he might be? I don't think he's to the north of the river. We must have looked under every stone between here and Arcadia. As for the south bank, well, we weren't able to lead the cactoids there. And get you and the others mixed up in this too. So that's why you set the boat adrift, keep them from crossing the river. Never figured on you coming to rescue me, but there's no time for that. We'll keep them busy while you search the south bank for Dran. Right, leave it to us, let's get going. I don't understand. Why would the cactoids invade the village? They're usually harmless enough. Your son, you say? Then we must find him, but the desert is huge. Where would we even begin? Wait, the cactoid's been causing as much trouble as they say. Someone may have posted a bill for him, unless the bill Dontro posted. You hunted that cactoid, didn't you? Don't you think? Of course, the cactoid you hunted must have been their son. Hunted and made into medicine. Now we'll never be able to return him. What? Flour? Why, I boiled it and threw it away behind the house. If you don't talk to her, the flower doesn't spawn. You found the cactoid. What? You didn't. You hunted the other one, but this one looks just like that one? Huh? Oh. None of this makes much sense to me, but I guess we don't have much choice, huh? His family is waiting. Let's get him over to the North Bank. What are we waiting for? Let's get him back to his family. Send your son for you. Now let my dad go. I don't know. Think they're buying it? I guess you're gonna take him in after all. So that's why this is important. That second one there, a pouch of worm fire shot. So this is the fire bullet for guns. So if you want fire elemental damage on your guns, here it is. Also, you want to talk to the cartographer here because he'll have the map for the location we were just at. Now, we're going to head to the south. Now, if you recall, she was looking for some dew. Well, we can actually now get that. Just gotta be very careful about it. You want to head this way, and we can get into the Ester Sands from this direction. You just want to be very careful. A rare game can spawn here, and it is not any more fun than fighting the enemies here. So the enemies here are high level 20s. If you're playing the base game, you shouldn't have too much trouble as long as you're careful. You're playing the mod, stay the absolute hell out of the way of anything that will hurt you. Now, this right here, Berserker Bracers. This is a mod item. I forget what it was in the original, but this guarantees whoever equips it will have whoever equips this thing will end up with permanent berserk. However, you want to be careful. This is why. Now, the mod makes Berserk a negative status effect, which is one problem in and of itself. But Gambits, as mentioned by Balthier in the beginning, are not completely intelligent. If you set up a Gambit to get rid of a status condition, it will attempt to get rid of that status condition endlessly if it doesn't go away. So if Vaughn is on a lineup with Fran or Pinello, both of them will waste every one of my Echo Herbs. Echo Herbs trying to... Sorry about that. Trying to get rid of my my Berserk status. Not good. Now, the dew is within flowers that are lingering around. The reason why I suggest coming from the back is most of the enemies up top are neutral. They won't attack you. Second, you can make shortcuts, but you gotta do it from the top down. You can't make the shortcuts from the other side. Do what I mean by very, very close calls? So, you only need... I think it's only 3 do. You need 3 do for maximum. That's just an alpha, right? This will unlock the next one here. There's only 2 shortcuts to worry about. Sorry, I'm doing mental math. I believe this is correct. Alright, well, with that all said and done, time to leave. Make sure you have flee on, because the enemies on the next map will attack you right away. And no matter what side you enter the village on, the boat will always be on that side, so you don't have to worry about that. Alright. So there's the do. Now, if you remember that snake mark I did earlier, I got that bonus Great Serpent skin reward, but I never sold it. This is why. If you want the golden amulet as a reward, you need to do this. You need to keep it and share it when you can, or to her at this point. Leave. I forget whether you just leave and come back, or you have to go 2 maps over, but leave and come back for now. Yeah, you have to go 2 maps over. Talk to her. Her guest is fully recovered. Could be just around back. Wanted to give you a word of thanks, if I'm not mistaken. So the race of the person that she took care of will determine your reward. So we want Moogle. And we got Moogle. You can only get Moogle by handing in every single thing. So the way the game looks at it is it's a collection. So there was 5 shells, 2 of those vials, 3 dews, 1 serpent skin. So the game sees 11 items total. The Moogle will only appear if you hand in all 11 items. If you hand in less than that, it's like, I think it's a Hume. Less than that, it's like a Bonga or a Seek, right? Like, it goes down the list. And your reward changes and becomes less valuable the less you hand in. The minimum you can hand in is 3. 1 shell, 1 dew, and 1 vial. You're the one who brought medicine while I was unconscious? Thank you, Kupo. I'm a treasure hunter by trade. I learned of a great treasure deep in Barren Passage, Kupo. Posted 2 sentries to watch while I went in, but I was tricked. Found a creature waiting for me, Kupo. No treasure. I got out of there as quickly as my feet would carry me. The next thing I remember is waking up here, being nursed back to health. The key I used is yours if you want it, Kupo. I've had enough. So this is how you get back into the Barheim Passage. There's more than one way into the Barheim Passage, you know. I heard there's another entrance somewhere in the Esper Sands, Kupo. Well, I'd best be off. Those fool brothers will be wondering where I've gone. Thank you for your help. Farewell, Kupo. And there's the golden amulet. Alright, so we can actually enter in the passage, and I actually recommend doing that right now for a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to head over here. You'll actually know it's here because there's some little mimics skirting around. And the 2 Seek sentries and the guy you helped will be right here. Here's the entrance to Barheim, Kupo. Look down past terminus number 7 if you want to find the treasure. Watch yourself down there, Kupo. Alright, so first things first, everything's gonna die in 1 hit. No more battery mimics, you don't have to deal with that little gimmick anymore. So what we want to do is we want to head north here to get to the save crystal. That's because the save crystal has now changed to orange. So you want to activate it so you now have the ability to teleport in and out of Barheim Passage from anywhere in the world. Very, very important. Now, you can now officially go left here. Or left, depending on what direction you're looking at. However, you want to be careful. Well, these guys are easy. Anything beyond these entries are not. You will be hurt. They are they are mid to high level 30 enemies. However, there is an opportunity to get powerful gear. If you take this path, the left path, there is a chance a rare game will spawn. It's far in the back and it looks like a treasure chest. It's a mimic. You can steal the item Deathbringer from it. I don't know if the mod changes this, but in the base game you can steal Deathbringer. In the originals and in the remake, Deathbringer is I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd strongest sword, and it's the highest buyable sword, right? So you can get like infinite numbers of these things here. You can sell them, or you can equip them for your party to have some really high damage stuff. Now, in this game, swords are really only equipped by knight, so it's not as useful. But in the base game, everyone could equip anything, so you just bought that license for them. However, like I said, it can be very dangerous because you need to steal and run because otherwise it's going to kill you. Now this is the one we want to go. There's 2 reasons. Now, thank God for autosaves on this one. So the first thing we want to do, I'm disabling Gambits. I want this done now because I don't want anyone to do anything. You want to be very careful because the bombs can and will attack you. There's a chest here. Toxify. There's also the chance that a rare game can spawn there. You want to be very careful about that. That rare game is active and will kill you. Oh, I have, did I actually end up... I did not end up buying serums. I'm an idiot. Do you have cleanse by chance? Did I buy cleanse? I did not. I'm gonna have to go back to the save crystal then. I have the disease effect on me right now, which will easily get me killed. I'm going to save. I'm not pushing all the way down. Like I said, the enemies are way too strong here, but there is something I want. And while I'm here, I wish to get it. This is the first time I had the idea to disable Gambits, though. But I basically need to just book it. Ignore everything. This map can be easy as long as you don't aggro the bombs. This map, on the other hand... well... it's up to whether the skeletons want to like you or not. Oh, God. Hit the stupid cart! Hit the stupid cart! Oh, thank God. Okay, I'm safe right now. Everyone can get healed up. Gambit's off. Gambit's on. There we go. So what I want to do, I need to head right over to here. This is what I want. I am now safe because of the autosaves. I now have the item. I want this. Power Armlet. This is also another accessory that is not buyable in the remakes. Power Armlet prevents the stop status effect. There's a boss more or less coming up, technically classifies as optional, but is much more... but is much more annoying to deal with. Or sorry, I shouldn't. I lost my train of thought again. Sorry. It's much better to deal with once you have the power armlet, because it can put a bunch of statuses on you, and one of them is stop, and it will basically kill you if that is. So you only have one, but this is where the mod shines. I put that status. I have 2 party members right now. That are 3 party members that have horology. All 3 of them, if I put it on one of them, just one of them, they are immune to stop, and they will unstop anyone else active in the fight. Very, very useful and important. Do that. Alright, so that's all the optional stuff I'm going to be doing. So now time to actually progress with story and stuff. A little bit. There's still a little bit side stuff I want to do. I'm getting into very, very lazy positioning here. Slouching in my chair again, and... Alright. So what's so special about the Reigns? 2 things. Number 1, the map's changed. Path is different. Though, if you got the Giza map before, it simply just updates to the new one. Second, enemies are stronger. There's also new enemies as well. But the enemies are now high teens. I do want to quickly run... I just want to make sure... I just realized something, and I don't want to be hasty on this. Let's head to the Sand Sea. Merlin, what do you want? What do you want, cat? What do you want? You're lucky you're cute. Traveler! Traveler! Oh my god, I just got Traveler. Oh my god. And so we party. Who can use Traveler? Interestingly enough, you can look this up. Go to abilities, find it, and right now only Vaughn can use it. Any dot says who owns the license that allows them to use it. So Traveler is... I briefly covered Traveler before. In the original and base game, Traveler does damage based off of how many steps you've taken in the game and resets on use. In the mod, Traveler only works on yourself, but it gives you float and haste, which is huge. Figure out who else gets Traveler. Okay. Balthier does. I can buy that one quickly. I don't know if Fran does. Cat, you better not be doing what I think you're doing. Oh, what? Bosch can get first aid too? Why have I not bought in first aid on Bosch? Get rid of using stupid shades of white magic. Shades of white. He also gets Traveler too. Oh well, no, it's on Archer, right? Of course, Archer gets first aid. Hmm. And Ash, I believe, gets it too, because Bushy gets quite a bit of techniques. Actually, it doesn't appear she does. But I'm pretty sure you get it. There's charge. But Ash doesn't have to worry about it, because she's going to get Hastiga anyways. One second. Alright, sorry about that. Sneezes come when sneezes come. Gotta deal with it. Very least, it didn't give me a nosebleed, and that's because I already have a nosebleed. So it's not too bad there. What do you want, cat? What do you want? No spells available. I don't even know if I'm going to bother leveling stuff up, because I get to the next city really soon. Like, it's a very quick trip. Yeah, armor's not any better. The only thing I can imagine might have upgraded was weapons. In the original game, this area does actually upgrade, because there's certain weapons that... The game kind of phases weapons in. The remake... change that because of classes. Like, you don't get crossbow until like or you don't get like katana and crossbow until now. But and mace, I believe, as well. But in the remasters, obviously they had to change that because the class system needed to basically ensure that each class could start with something. And that's why kind of the weapons come in phases, where it's like, oh, phase A upgrades, then phase B upgrades. Because phase A is the stuff that any class can use. You might complain, oh, there's no staff for my mage. That's because your mage technically doesn't need a staff to start with. If you're white mage, red mage, or battle mage, you can stick with whatever weapon your character starts with. But yeah, Traveler was absolutely worth going back in there for. There you go. Having my dagger user now being my fastest attacker is kind of crazy. So now what I'm looking for, I want to look for all these withered trees here. I think all but one map has them. They're very important. Sadine, the ring, the precious ring, gone, eaten, eaten by the crocodile. Slay it for me. The ring, her ring. Find it, bring it here. Creature near bridge. This is regen. Another very, very powerful spell. You do not have... Do you have all your Gambits? You do. Alright, well... Sorry to say, but regen is much more important than this. Regen's an AoE! Though, she doesn't have to multicast it. Alright. So we're gonna try and knock down all those trees. There's one right here. I believe the only map that doesn't have a tree is this top left one here. Again, be very careful. This is where the lightning elemental spawns. Got a magic user on your team. Be very, very careful. You're probably not equipped it. There it is. And it's going to attack us. And she's dead. Only way to fix this is to map zone. And that's why you need to be careful. Now, you can use magic near them. You just gotta be out of range of them seeing it. Well, I don't see a tree on this map. Biomotes. The motes are basically just like spells. They're just an item usable version of a spell. Elementals are annoying. So this is for the Gill Snapper quest that I just got. You can't go fight him right away though. This is why we're breaking down those trees. So here is the enemy we are fighting. You can't get rid of regen. If he wants to cast regen, he's gonna goddamn cast regen. There's nothing you can do about it. But you can get rid of shell, which is very nice to have, especially if you have a magic user out. What the hell just happened? Why is it full health again? What did it do to get full health? Can only use a high ether on herself. Almost dead. Vaughn almost died there. Crocodile vanquished. It's a lot easier of an enemy when the game's not modded. I'll just say that. Alright, there's another tree. I think there's one more tree. You'll hear a little sound effect when you hit all the trees. In just a second, I'm gonna get a drink. So I just, so the past little bit, I've kind of been having energy drinks, but I don't feel like I ever need to drink the full thing. So I got these little plastic cozies. So I can now seal up my, little plastic covers, so I can now seal up my energy drink when I'm, done drinking it. So my, my 433 milliliter Rockstar I don't have to feel like I need to chug it. Yeah, so I just heard the sound effect there. So this means we can now go and fight the boss. Or not the boss, the mark the Gill Snapper mark. I will warn you, it is doable. It's not easy. I think I'm actually not gonna try. My setup's not particularly perfect for it. The setup you want requires basically a mechanist. Ash is really good with what she has with the basically you want constant pressure of silence, blind, and slow without necessarily having to use magic. If you can keep those up, you can make the fight a joke. But you also have to be careful because the other enemies in the map are like level 36. Far beyond anything you can handle. So if you aggro the wrong enemy, you're screwed. But I'm gonna hold off. None of this quest isn't actually designed to be done right away anyways, so it's not like it's a real worry. I really can't wait till I get Siphon. All right. Paragon of Justice. Paragon of Justice, I need to have defeated 44 marks. How many marks have I completed? I'm currently a Vanguard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, okay. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I can do. That would get me 14. That would if I could get all 6 of those done, that would give me access to the cat ear hood, which is not what it once was. Cat ear hood's effect in the original got changed in the remake to something else. And it's a completely different weapon that takes its place now. Alright. Just head south. Let's go. So first things first to point out, there are flying enemies on this map. And it's not a one-off like in the desert. You also have these Osmos hares, which are literally just the same enemy as the bunnies in Giza Plains. I'm gonna get spellbound. There's Headsman. MP after taking damage. MP after dealing damage. Where's the MP after dealing magic damage? There it is, War Mage right there. So I'm looking up. Yeah, War Mage is only on White Mage. I can't get it on Ulan. But at least that might help when I whack an enemy with my staff. Oh, it doesn't help right now that Ash is really the only one that can do anything. Alright. I'm just gonna fight my way to Jara. There's enemies here. So all flying enemies in the game are a guaranteed 2 LP drop. There's some larger enemies too that are a guaranteed 2 LP drop, and one of them is in this map. What we're trying to look for though, if we have to pick an enemy to fight, it's those purple horses. They can drop an item that sells for 400 gil. It's a really nice item. There's also a chest here I'm looking for. It's a respawnable chest, but it's a chest that's not always guaranteed to appear. I believe it's a chest right here. There we go. Right off the bat. Dual claws. Probably one of the most beneficial claws in the game. They can inflict, I believe, both immobilize and berserker, if I recall. It's immobilizing something. Time to go to the mod tool. The mod notes. Claws. Dual claws. Yeah, immobilize / berserk for on a 10% chance. Trust me, it can actually be really useful. There's actually a map in this zone that only has 2 LP enemies on it. So if you really... You know what? I'm actually going to do that. You need LP more than anyone right now. You can't even equip the goddamn amulet. Just enough points to equip it. Alright, is there anyone else that I think needs it right now? I wouldn't mind giving it to Fran just so she can unlock stuff in the back, but it's not really a necessity at the moment. You know what? I think Balthier could probably use it. You can't equip it either. What is your license status? Are you near it? Number 6, right? Alright, both my golden amulets are going. Let's get the dream team going. Wrong way. Technically right way, wrong way for what I'm seeking. I want to go this way. Alright. Next map. Now there's a little bit of a thing on this map. Number 1, you can get free crossbow bolts. That got nerfed in the mod. Or no, I already have horology. Because I'm using it on an ally, not self. Alright. Alright, so now a rare game has the likelihood of spawning here. There he is. Gotta make sure you hit that dispel or it's gonna be a painful time. If it wasn't already. Oh, it's a red health bar. Yeah, I just one-shotted 2 members of my party. So that's not happening. And that's one of the few chaining rare games where there's another so that rare game only spawns if all enemies on the map are defeated. You leave and then you come back in. However, there's another rare game that has a chance to spawn, and it's specifically tied to defeating that guy. When you defeat Bullcroc, there's like a 10% chance that the next rare game just shows up. Wild chocobos. Map time. Here we go. Got the map. Save crystal. Who are you? This is Garifland. No place for human children to play. They are wayfarers. They bring no harm. I saw them across the ozone plains. They are warriors of great distinction. The fiends of the plains troubled them not at all. You ventured upon the plains alone, war chief? Again? What business do you have with the Garif? Let them pass. The responsibility will be mine. If this is your wish, war chief, then you may pass. These days may see many humans wandering through our lands. You know, the Garif have made me realize how much I would have loved to see diversity amongst the races of the party. Yeah, you got Fran as a Viera, but I would have, like, the rest of the party's human, and I would have really liked to see some more races in there. Like, there's so many races in this game. You got Garif, you got Moogle, you got Banga, you got Sikh. Right? There's so many different races. I think it would have been cool if, like, maybe Bosch was a Banga instead. And, but, like, other than, like, you wouldn't have to change his character. He'd just be a Banga, right? And, he's not from Dalmasca, and neither is the brother, and I don't know. I just like this idea that, you know, it's it's, you know, even Gabranth, right? Like, they would look very similar. They'd have the same skin color, you know, same facial structure. You know, the twin angle could still work. As War Chief and Protector of the Village ask you, why have you come to this land? I see. So you have come to ask about the Nethicite. You must speak with the elders. Though our masks may make it difficult for you to tell us apart, walk through the village and look with your eyes, listen with your ears. So here's the vendor. Privateer, I just got an achievement. Excellent. Definitely want to buy the golden garb. Significantly cheap, and I can sell one of the shields. Alright, so I need the katana for Ash. The main gaunch for Vaughn. I know I need to level up Vaughn too. I know for sure I need to. One of the hunts I'm about to do is going to reward me with another golden amulet. And that amulet is absolutely going to be huge. So yeah, so I want the main gaunch. I want the flame staff as well. And then I obviously need the iron pole. And then of course I need to upgrade all this stuff. There's nothing specific here to buy. These can be useful, I guess, when HP is full. I need to get my health potions back up. Need to buy serums. Here's all the spells I want to get. Yeah, we are now in the phase of transitioning over to the weapons I want everyone to wield, more or less. Vaughn, not yet, but to be honest, Vaughn, it doesn't really matter. Because Mace is technically... I'd say Mace is almost weaker than Dagger, and he doesn't have the magic power for it yet anyways. It's also Holy Elemental, which I want to be careful with. Certain uses for it, but also not. I might pick one up just anyways. Never know when it could be useful. Change the Gambit here to foe not immune fire. And we'll do that, I guess. I think that's a good set. Yeah, Pinello ends up becoming a problem, like, because of how this mod is set, you really want to have buffs. So you end up kind of having the spells like Poisona and stuff not on Gambits anymore, so you got to keep up with it. But it's also fair, too, because you're going to have guys like Bosch is going to have next to nothing in his Gambits. So you can have him use items. You can have Ash use items. You can, and Balthier can also use items. Vaughn will probably be a bit more on the magic side once all is said and done. But like with Vaughn, I'm trying to get over here. I'm trying to get the Master Thief license because that'll help me make some more money. Potion lores. Right, there's the other swiftness I want to get to. I can buy that right now. Make him a little bit faster. But then I also need to get all these magics. Right? And I can take some load off of Pinello with some like the white magic stuff like regen and... Oh, I gotta... That's right, you need to talk to these guys over here. Must learn more about the Nethicite. I cannot turn back now. Please tell your great chief that I am of the royal line of Dalmasca, a direct descendant of the Dynast King Wraithwall. If the Garrus pass down knowledge of the stone, they must know the Nethicite the Dynast King once held. Do you have proof of your heritage? I do not. I have looked in your eyes and see that you speak the truth, Humchow. I give you my trust. The great chief is ahead across this bridge. No, I'm not doing that yet. I need to upgrade my stuff. And I need to do this. You have seen the bill posted for Enceladus? I wonder what sort of person would come, but never did I expect. No matter. It is nothing. You are truly here to hunt my mark? Truly. Good, good. Even if you are a child, cough. Pay me no mind. All elderly are as I am, slow to trust. Let me explain the situation. You know the Osmos Plain? You must have passed through there at least once. A very valuable herb grows there. Yet, Enceladus, it tramples my precious herbs to dust. Oh, as you see, I am quite agitated. Normally the warriors of this village would vanquish it for me, but this time, well, suffice to say I need you to do this. The Enceladus can be found in the eastern edge of the Osmos Plain. It is often seen in the shred, I am told. Warrior Hesmos knows much of the creature. When you leave this knoll, you will find him standing guard at the bridge. Talk to him there. Now go. I trust you will do this for me and return safely. Enceladus, the hunt begins. I didn't actually know that he gives you more information, but I already know what to do. But I will figure this out. Oh, apparently not. Oh, you know what? Is it this bridge? You ask of Enceladus. Ah, yes, this is the mark. Now I recall. It can be found in the east of Osmos Plain in a place called the Shred, but going and finding are two different things. First, you must know that the Enceladus detests the creatures known as the Wu. To lure it out, you must first rid the area of these Wu. Once all the Wu are slain, depart a while, and in a short time the Enceladus shall appear. Basically just telling you to clear the map and re-enter. And I'm pretty sure it does, when you're spawning that, it takes precedence over the rare game. So the rare game will not spawn along with the boss. Or along with the mark. Yeah, so the specific reason I got the Flame Staff and Fyra is because Fyra is stronger and the Flame Staff enhances its power. So basically, Bran just got an upgrade is really what just happened. I'm just gonna book it because these snakes spawn at like every single nook and cranny. It's the only annoying part of this map is the stupid snakes. Iron Carapace, yes. You can also steal them too. That's the item you want. That's the item that's worth like 400 gil. They're super easy to obtain and they're worth a ton. I can't wait though until when I unlock the second classes. I gave a brief overall run as to why I combined two classes together. There's actually additional reasons that I didn't discuss. But they're moot points at the moment, so I didn't think to bring them up. But suffice to say, some of the other reasons involve Espers. I mentioned before, as seen with Bellius on Bosch, Espers can be the bridge to unlocking new traits. On Archer, it doesn't unlock anything, but here it unlocked Horology on Foebreaker. Espers, you know, there's obviously some that classes can share Espers, and that's the thing. That's the gimmick here. If you pair two classes together correctly, you can unlock a whole ton of abilities. Vaughn, for example, is the primary case here. There's an Esper I'll get later in the game that will allow me to unlock Fireguh, Thunderguh, Blizzardguh, and Sleepguh. The same Esper will unlock Protectaguh and Shellguh, turning Vaughn into a massive boon magically, offensively, and defensively for the team. Monk is another one. I think it's the Chaos Esper that unlocks a very particular license, if I recall. I'm not even looking at Monk. Actually, I don't think Monk and Mechanist share anything. It's just what I think this was the leftover set I had. Yeah, Hastaga will come from one Esper. And then on the other one, there will be an Esper that will give me access to Protectaguh, Shellguh, Asunaguh, and Holy. And then I think another one is going to give me, I think it's either Dispelguh and Arise or some other stuff, yeah. Are you serious? Right, and then that'll allow me to buy that. I really have to see if Revive is worth it. I think it depends on the class, though. Like, Revive might be... I was going to say Revive might be useful on Bosch, but it's actually not going to be, because Bosch has Archer, which is going to get all 3 Phoenix Down lures. So Phoenix Down will actually be more useful. But if you have a class that's not going to get a Rise and not going to get too many Phoenix Down lures, Revive might be useful because it doesn't. It's the lowest amount of health, but it doesn't cost anything. And I feel like that's what Techniques should have been in the first place. In the first place. The mod did TMs right, or not TMs, Pokemon. The mod did HM. I'm still on the Pokemon thing. The mod did techniques right. It rehauled them. All of the techniques have a use now, and I love that. I am absolutely in love with the fact that, you know, techniques are useful now. Okay, we'll go back in. And he's going to spawn. Oh, God. This isn't good. Oh, go away! Go away! Stupid. Oh, go to hell! Come on, friend! Oh, yeah. Hey, Mike, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of it too. Going through, I'm just... I ran out of Dispel motes, and this thing keeps casting this. Do I pull Pinello and set a Gambit for Reflect and Dispel, or do I pull out Vaughn and don't even worry about magic at all? Let's try Vaughn. He's Berserk now, so at the very least, I don't have to worry about, Yeah, I've done so too, like, the story and the lore I know a little bit about, but just the gameplay. The gameplay has kept me interested. Did he just party wipe me? What the hell? Excuse me? What just happened? Kill him! He's almost dead! Get rid of him! End his life! Thank you! Yeah, I've replayed through this. Oh no, not the other one! God damn it. The rare game that spawns when you defeat the rare game! God! The game is playing with me. They're both red named enemies. I can't hurt them. I can't because there's a hunt on this map. I'm trying to fight the hunt. These rare games won't leave me alone. If I can just get... Bosch, can you... not be red. Bosch! Bosch! Get your name white, Bosch! Come on! I can't switch you out while your name is red. Bosch is being attacked. That's why it's being he's being targeted. Well, I can get you out. I can get Fran in. Can Balthair attack now, maybe? Because, you know, the enemy... Okay. Bosch isn't being attacked anymore. I can... Oh, he's still being... It's just position changed. I want to get Pinello in. I can just get Pinello in. Okay, thank God. And this means I can also get... get Belinda out. Then I want you to dispel the hell out of this thing. Anyways, yeah, so I'm playing a mod called Struggle for Freedom, which basically is a huge rebalancing to the game. Also makes a lot of enemies tougher, because on average they have double health and 30% more stats. So it can make things a bit tougher. But it balances things out, like techniques. Oh my god. This mod is like a godsend for the techniques. Like, just looking through the techniques I have... I'm gonna resort this, by the way. There we go. So, Steel doesn't change, Liber doesn't change. First Aid is a flat 15% restore to health. So, this, instead of healing minor HP at HP critical. So basically you set this as a Gambit after a fight, and you just top up your party's HP without wasting items or anything. Numerology now is just a 20% chance, or a 75% chance to just lower multiple enemies' HP by a fifth, instead of some stupid numbering system, whatever. Shades of White used to be Infuse. Instead, now it'll randomly, without MP cost, just cast a buff on whoever the target is. Horology, instead of being that stupid time-based technique, will now remove Slow, Stop, Petrify, and Doom from all allies. And Traveler bestows Haste and Float instead of being a stupid move-related ability. So there's, like, a ton of stuff. Okay, Fran, charge up, please. Fran. Do I still have that high ether? Yes, I do. Fran, use it. Alright, Pinello. White. Dispel. Let's do bow, status, shell, dispel. Gambits, both here. Wee bit late to do this now, but Self, Traveler. Why aren't you attacking? Why are you using First Aid? Oh, because they can't attack. Okay, well, let's just get Pinello and Fran out. Thank God. Okay, this should be enough pressure to kill him. Yeah, I still haven't gotten the bolts. Ooh, oh, while I'm farming the bolts, I can potentially farm a dispel emote. That's the spell mote, sorry. That's fantastic. There's also... So, this Gareth, any Gareths that spawn on this map can actually be your enemies. You're silenced! You can still fucking attack! I don't have any potions left. That's the problem. There we go. Quiver of Longbolts. Yeah, so Longbolts actually used to be in the base game. Longbolts are the slow effect, and Time Bolts are actually a Doom effect. They removed Doom from the weapon in its entirety in the mod. Run and go hand in this quest so I can get Vaughn the stupid golden amulet, and then everyone can start getting LP. Everyone that needs it can start getting LP faster. All I can buy right now, but I need something. Golden amulet. Vaughn, equipped it, please. Here we go. Now let's go grind for more money. I'm going to just quickly teleport to Rabanastre, and I'm going to head south through the plains again. Because I got to turn in the mark for the crocodile. Actually, you know what? Let me fight. I need LP. I need loot. That's the ring. At long last, it is found. The crocodile? You've defeated it? The crocodile? Serpent rod, yay. Please, I beg you. The ring. Ring of the toad, take it. Take it to my beloved go. I grow weak, so cold. So cold. Just double check me, see what Serpent's Rod does. Pull. Not pull, sorry, rod. There we go. Serpent is 15% sap on hit, 20% evasion, which is above any other all rods have a 6% evasion bonus. Serpent's Rod is 20 evasion, which is so that's pretty much what its effect is. Healing Rod gives the best bonuses towards any character, or towards any mage character next to the Rod of Faith, but there's absolutely no way I'm getting Rod of Faith anytime soon. But defensively speaking, Serpent's Rod is actually fantastic. Yeah, magic power drops significantly with that. Attack power goes up, though, so I could actually hit things, but I don't know if it's a worthwhile trade here. Especially since, in the end of all things, I don't know if I plan to actually... I plan to use Rod of Faith when I get there. Rod of Faith, though, is a very late game weapon, though. There's no chance of me getting it anytime soon. Anytime soon at all. So, I was planning to run Spear, because that way, if I ever ran out of magic, I could just attack. That was the goal. Right, I just removed the Gambit for it, but it was going to be foe, nearest visible, attack, and then I'm just going to run Spear. I don't know which spears. And then there's also the obelisk. The obelisk spear is specifically designed. It's an actual mage tool. Anyways, I apologize, but I need to use the bathroom quickly. So I am going to just go ahead and do that. Let me just toggle this for a moment. Be right back. All right, I have returned. I apologize for stepping away. All right. All right. Let me make sure I'm also keeping up on armor as well. Definitely don't want to fall behind on that. Fran has no worry about armor. I did get that demon mail, didn't I? That's a find. So demon mail got really interesting with the mod. As you can see there, it's a very peculiar stat value. What do you mean it absorbs dark but is also weak to dark? I didn't get this at first too. You'd have to look into the mod files for it. What it means though is that for damage reasons, you are weak to dark. So you'll take double damage from dark attacks. However, you still absorb it. So you're simply healing twice as much off dark than you normally would. This replaces the previous demon mail that absorbs dark and is weak to holy. What was that? I heard like a noise. Hope nothing bad happened. It sounded like it came from under my desk, but it could have also been my can of pop here. You know what? It probably might have been my can of pop. I had the seal cover on it, and I think maybe the fizz just built up enough pressure from the last time I drank that it just went and just like popped the seal. So I've turned that in. Oh. Bosch leveled up. Time to ditch Bosch, run Canelo. Let's give her the serpent rod for a little bit, I guess. Oh, ally. I didn't realize Gareth Hunters could come into the plains. Or into the, yeah, the Giza Plains. Oh, took a wrong turn. Alright, so this is the map I really want, because this is the map it has snakes on it, yes, as annoying as they are, but it has a lot of these horses. So first, I want Vaughn, I need to buy another Gambit, because I plan to put steel on there once I can buy it. But since I want potion lore, I want to buy potion lore over. I didn't enter the cavern yet, did I? Prince's Kiss. So this is an entrance to the... This is the southernmost entrance to the cavern down here. It is also a guaranteed level 30 location. See? 37. Highly recommend you, if you need to go in there, you only go in there for the map entrance thing. I'm just that kind of person. Like, I want to know... I know this goes to the Zertinan caverns, but I want to... like, I know it goes there. I just want to make sure I know... Just realized I could have done that the whole time. I just want it on the map, is all. I think, though, that after the main Gaunch, I'll probably no longer buy daggers anymore. I just think that's a good cutoff point, because defensively speaking, it's the best. It's one of the best weapons in the game. That is a weapon that for, like, if you paired Shikari with a mage, like, kind of like I am, but, like, I mean, like, black mage or white mage, specifically white mage, that is a weapon you could potentially use for the rest of the game. Just because of its defensive needs. Combine it with a good shield, and you could have pretty high evasion, and your white mage could almost be theoretically untouchable. With the right shield, you can basically get near 50 evasion into both evasion and magic evasion. It makes you very, very, like, pseudo-tanky. Like, it's not so much that you're able to tank, it's that you're... Not so much that you're able to tank, it's that you're capable of, Sorry, it's not so much that you're capable of tanking, it's just that you dodge hits very easily. I'm going to keep my hold on the healing rod, though. I don't see a reason in letting that go, because it's a good statistical weapon. Same with the Serpent's Rod. It has a good defensive value. Oh, wait. Why did I sell that? I could have given that shielded armor to Ash! Yeah, like, Vaughn... I built Vaughn as a Shikari, and pretty much now I need to convert him to a mage. But he owns nothing mage-related. You know, you could have thought, like, well, why didn't you just, you know, start him as a red mage then? It's like, because in all honesty, it would have been a lot harder to start him as a red mage. I didn't want to invest too much into too many magic characters early on. Now I just need the heavy lance. Oh, whoops. I thought I got an extra golden shield. I'm gonna need to buy that golden shield again. Shields have elemental resistances with the mod. So I want 3 golden shields. Because I'll end up with 3 characters capable of wielding shields in the end. That's Fran, Vaughn, and Bosch. So, depending on the circumstances, it may be beneficial for me to do that. Fran and, as it stands like right now, Fran and Vaughn are basically near perma-shield. Fran might change near the end, but Vaughn is going to be perma-shield because daggers are one-handed, maces are one-handed, and the mod makes ninja swords one-handed too. So anything Vaughn can equip is one-handed, so he's going to have that in his hand. Bosch, it will all depend. Bow and Knuckles are two-handed, so no shield for them. But if I really, really need the resistance, I'll run Axe or Hammer and just give him a shield instead. If having like half lightning damage, if like the boss I'm about to fight is worth the is a challenge, I will run Axe or Hammer for the sake of having half lightning damage. Like, for example, if I'm going to fight an Esper, you know, that's an excellent example, right? If I'm going to fight an say an Esper that uses Earth, for example, you know, I'll equip the shield that resists Earth, you know, for the sake of not of surviving better, right? It's, you know, it's debatable as to whether it really affects my DPS or not, but not gonna lie, this is a very, very slow process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this switch. And I'm heading back to the Western Sands, and I'm grinding succulent fruit. Because that's legitimately, like, even with the stuff here selling for better, that's still a much faster way to make money right now. Like, it's the most consistent way. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've used cheat engine with this game too. You know, sometimes you just do it just to goof around with the game. Like I've mentioned many times, I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. If I use anything on stream, you will know about it. I was upfront about that with the Pokemon games so I could get the traded evolutions. But I was also upfront about that for the reason that I should have... Like, I did that so I could get Slowking and Politoed. I mentioned at the beginning, and it was in the description, that I should have had impossible evolutions on. Meaning that just by giving both of them a King's Rock, leveling up should have evolved them, right? But they didn't evolve. For whatever reason, they did not evolve. So, you know, I felt it was only fair to kind of cheat them to get it, because that was... I should have had them, right? Like, I turned those things on. I don't know why it didn't work. And I didn't have any other characters to test it with. I didn't catch a Geodude. I didn't catch, or a Graveler or whatever. Like, the only trade evolution Pokemon I caught was Gengar, and I caught it as a Gengar. right? But, you know, anyways, point of the story I'm making here is I goofed around a little bit. And I learned a little bit... What did I learn? My anecdote caused me to lose the track... where I was going with this story. Oh, yeah. There's a toggle you can use that forces enemies to drop every single drop they can drop. You know, they just drop one of everything they can drop. There's another one for steel, too. And, I tell you, that would make the bridge grinding so good. Because not only are you guaranteed the bone that you're farming for, you also get a dark stone. You also get an antidote, so you mass stock up on antidotes. And then you also, on top of all of that, get an iron helmet, which is the helmet you can buy from the shop at the moment. So if you didn't buy them yet, you get them for free. But that's another nice piece of equipment you can sell for money, because I think those sell for more than the bones do. Like, honestly, I can't wait until we get to the next part of the story, because we get to my favorite grinding spot in the game. But it's by no means the most, like, the best end game one. There's other end game ones. There's much better end game grinding spots. Like, the area I'm thinking of, like, has a very easily acquirable item that sells for 800 each, which is really good. There's another area that has an even easier acquirable item that sells for over 1,000 each. You just have to be more prepared for that one, because I think you can gain access to that area at around level 50, but you can stumble across a level 60 enemy if you're not careful, and that thing can do some pretty bad damage. Oh, that's channeling. That's actually great. I'm just trying to get the War Mage. That's all I want. Thank you. So now Penella will get magic back when she casts magic. When she hits an enemy with magic, she'll get a little bit back. There's another channeling, which I will also go for. There's 3 channelings. I don't know where the third one is, unless it was down here. No, it's not down here. Is it up top, maybe? There's Headsman. Buy that. So if she kills a foe, she'll get MP back based off of the foe's level divided by 4. There we go. And then there's just that one other license, which is gain MP when you When an enemy damages you, wherever that is. I saw it here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Taking damage, dealing damage, casting magic. Is there only 3? I think I would know Fran, because I think Fran has all of them. Oh, there's 4 if you count headsman. Okay, so she has them all then. So Vaughn can now steal. Thank God for that. Now that Vaughn can do that, I can now fully invest into the magic. Fran. Bosch. Let's just buy the rest of the knuckles. There is one knuckle Bosch will not be using, and it's the magic hands, because the magic hands, so Knuckles damage calculation is attack and speed, or strength and speed versus enemy defense. Magic Knuckles, though, is the mace formula, which is magic versus enemy defense. Magic power versus enemy defense, yes. So I won't be using it because he won't have any magic power. Though, because it replaces Hand Bomb, it actually works out well because Black Mage can get it. Right here. I don't know if I am getting it on Fran. Fran is getting Hashmal, Metius, and Shem. I just short-formed a lot of this stuff. Black Mage, Black Mage, Black Mage. This is Hand Knuckles 3, so it's gonna be Hand Bombs 3, which is Metis. Yeah, so Fran will actually indeed get this. So Fran will be able to have a melee weapon that will indeed benefit from her high magic, which is actually really nice. And due to the elements that can come on the claws, I don't know if I can get multiples of some of them, but there is Holy, which is actually huge. Because Black Mage cannot get Holy. So simply having Holy as an option for a Black Mage would be great. Especially since with Bosch, I can very easily decide to run Wind and Ice, because there are armors that can boost Wind and Ice damage. But they're heavy armor, which, well, Fran can get those too, technically speaking, as well. I don't think boosts stack, if I recall. So if I were to use the Blizzard Staff, or the Snow Staff, whatever the hell it's called, and the fact that I don't have that is still a shame to me. And the heavy armor, I don't think they stack. You'd only just get the normal 50%. I'm buying that for a reason. Here we go. More points and I can buy that. I might as well just do that. So, in all honesty, I've never run a white mage before that was capable of performing, like, actual combat damage. I try to keep all my white mages support only. Like, White Mage Ulan was kind of like a last-minute pairing. It's like the two classes I didn't really have paired to anything, so they just ended up paired together. But there is benefits to it. So, I'm not, like, there isn't complete negatives. So I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, it gives Pinello more health. That one thing is a huge boon. I can also run a heavy armor chest plate, which will give her more physical defense at the cost of some magic, but it'll boost her strength too. So, you know, like, there's pros and cons to everything. Yeah, this will be my last trip. Yeah, the benefit of this, though, is that you're capable of grinding everything out, selling it, and there's literally no risk to breaking your chain. Like, I think that's the best thing about this succulent fruit thing is you can just keep the chain going. So, you know, it just becomes a joke because once I'm done, once I hit 99, I sell it, get like 23 grand, and then come back and sell it again. Or come back, and I just get to 99 even faster. All right. Oh, 33,000. Never mind. Like, I feel like right now, I should probably just keep doing this. Like, let's try and get a really high chain, and just like basically grind out a crap ton of money. I got monoliths to buy too, so I wouldn't mind doing this. I haven't really talked, or not monoliths, monographs. I haven't talked about those yet, but we do have one in the bazaar now. They just basically, there's certain items enemies can't drop until you have the monograph. But the monographs are all linked to different categories of enemies. So, like, one monograph is going to be tied to like, dog, like, beast-related enemies. One's going to be tied to bug-related enemies, etc., etc. Oh, by the way, I should really swap Fran out now. Go to Bosch. Like, to me, the idea of having a white mage as a physical attacker is just like, no! But, you know, I realize that it's gonna have all the things that make Ulan a great physical attacker. Right? It's just gonna be a white mage while you do it. Right? Like, if you actually look at the wiki will put, like, if you look at the wiki page for each class, it gives popular picks for, popular or nice picks for combining classes. And Knight and White Mage is a combination they suggest. Like, let me look it up right now. I got the page right here. White Mage. So it's a, you have to read the article. It's not like bullet form. Coupling White Mage with Shikari or Foebreaker makes for solid tanks who can supply buffs and heals. Coupling White Mage with Mechanist makes for a durable at-range healer, as guns don't use the character's stats to do damage. Mechanist also learns 3 Swiftness licenses and can get the Hastiga. The combination also, that doesn't matter to me because of the mod. White Mage and Time Battle Mage would ranged weapons and use haste and other such useful spells. And then it makes comment about probably not, it's not worth it to combine Black Mage and White Mage together, because they're two classes that are very Gambit heavy, and you just simply would not be able to keep up, or you just wouldn't have enough Gambits for it. Yeah, the monographs are like 20 grand, roughly on average 20 grand each. So if I do this a few times, like it's just gonna get easier and easier, right? Like, I'm already at 22. To be honest, I might not bother with that. I don't want to spend forever grinding here, and it'll be a lot easier to do much later in the game. There's things you can grind later in the game that, you know, can get you 20 grand really easily, and the monoliths and the monographs and stuff aren't really like do or die. So it's not a necessity to have in your party at all times. Or, yeah, well, not, I shouldn't say it like that. It's not a necessity to have anywhere near early game. Like, mid-game is perfectly reasonable to start buying those things, because there's one quote monolith called the Canopic Jar, which, you know, you can't even hope to buy, because you have to beat 3 specific semi-difficult hunts, or that can be pretty difficult hunts. The Gill Snapper is one of them. That, and the other 2 I haven't unlocked yet. They can all be relatively difficult, and once you beat them all, you sell them, and then you have to buy an item for 250,000 gil. Over here, zone back out. By the way, that deep sandstorm is like that's the map that the one of them hunts I can fight is on. I think I could probably give him a go now, but I'm not gonna risk it. Not worth it to me. Man, sometimes I wish, like, I could just keep streaming. Like, I wish I could, like, I wish, not necessarily full-time streamer, but, like, I just play games. Like, that's what I do. Even, like, when I end a stream, I sometimes just load up a different game I'm playing in my off time. So it's like, sometimes I wish I could just keep playing, but I know, like, I have to work tomorrow, so I can't. Because I end up feeling bad, especially when I do things like this, where I'm like, hey, let's progress the story, and then, like, I don't progress the story because I keep doing side stuff. Granted, I didn't expect that I would have to pause to, you know, like, farm money again. I probably should have considered it. And I'm using Traveler a lot. I think I might need that buff soon. Alright, time to switch boards. Max swiftness. Oh, I already have Spellbound, never mind. Okay, White Mage. All right. Got. Yeah, and that's another thing I can do right there is, you know, I can just give myself access to, the upcoming elemental spells, and that will give me an advantage for a little bit until the Gus spells come out anyways. Like, let me check. Inventory, abilities. Fire has 67 power. How much power does Drain have? 67 power. So it's about the same. Reason I'm not switching Vaughn in is so that Vaughn can replace Balthier when Balthier levels. So that way I always have a thief in the party. Someone is constantly stealing. If I put Vaughn in, there's a if I put Vaughn in early, there's a likelihood Vaughn will level, and then I'll have to switch him out or risk him just, you know, leveling more. And I want to try and keep all my levels relatively even, so. I might call this the last run here for money. I feel like I got more than enough. I've already bought all the weapons, right? So there really isn't much else to acquire. Excellent. Let's go see how much I'm making off of that. Probably about maybe like, I'd say like 15, 20 grand. Four of those things too. 5 of these. And 1 of those. Nope. Oh, 85k. I got much more than. Teleport to Jahara. I'm actually debating on Vaughn. Like, I'm going to get the main Gauntch regardless, just simply as a utility tool. But I'm actually debating with Vaughn as to whether I even run the... Like, I already have it, but... Like I said, I do want to push Vaughn into a more mage-based role now. I just need to push a bit further down on the magic side of things here. There's Drain. There's Arrow. And there's going to be Fire and Dispel. We'll give it a go. Worst case scenario, we can just keep attacking with the dagger. But it's not like I'd be losing strength because I'm running light armor right now. Generally speaking, I don't care to run light armor unless I can't run heavy armor or mystic armor, because those provide either strength or magic respectively. Light armor just adds HP, so it's not really useful. Like, that's why Balthier is the only one that's going to run light armors, because he's the only one that he can't wield the other two. Monk and Mechanist are both light armor classes. Ash will probably end up mixed. Penelo might end up mixed as well. No, not yet. Some serums, which I forgot to do before. Alright. Let me just sell the stuff I'm not keeping. I didn't even realize I had a survival. Like, I knew I had one, but I thought I was already equipped. I guess Vaughn had it, and I replaced Vaughn's piece of equipment. Oh yeah, and I need to buy one more golden shield. So the Golden Shield, Flame Shield, and Heat Shield all have the same defense. They're the exact same shield. They just have different resistances. In the base game, Golden Shield doesn't have a resistance at all, so it makes Ice Shield and Flame Shield better in comparison, because they both have heat and ice. So you just equip what's needed for the moment. But there's zero reason to bother running gold armor the gold shield once you get one of those two. Anyways, we got cutscenes coming up, so we'll play those off.
This nethicite, you have used it.
It was not I who used it. Indeed, I had hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
You do not know the workings of the stone, then we are no different.
What?
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people. But the manner of its use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones. They chose instead to give them to a Omni King. Called the Dynast King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time. It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield nethicite.
Cannot wield it? So then, am I to understand you can't tell me how to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself, and I can accord her no help at all. Still, Even if you knew how to use the nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power. It will be your posterity who will the stone in ages yet to come. This stone is devoid of power, empty, yet full of thirst, a terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil. It is often those who desire nethicite whom the nethicite itself desires.
Larsa?
Whole lot of cutscenes.
To Baromi says.
I say we ought leave tomorrow. I was going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity. This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
You know the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now. The Rosarian Empire would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia, and Arcadia would have no choice but to answer. Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omases. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly wear your crown and declare the restoration of the Kingdom of Dalmasca. As Queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca and stop Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear, and you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this. Forgive me. I presumed overmuch. I could think of no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please, take me as your hostage.
Rustler.
Put some context here.
Didn't you? Like at the king's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then, I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find them.
I will accompany you to Mount Baromises.
I had hoped you'd say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions. I hope to find answers along the way.
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet, waiting on Baromises.
Who is that?
An enemy, and an ally also. You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
He's not bad. At least for an Imperial.
Why was Pinello even in the background?
Holy Mount Baromises stands at the northern end of the Yacht Remuda. Once we're in Yacht, we need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Yacht, right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Yacht. You know, Nethersight's behind it. Little wonder they're so keen on the stuff.
And what is it you're after, Balthier? You're a welcome hand and a great aid, but why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions. Nothing could be further from my mind. Shall I swear by your sword or some such?
Apologies, but I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you, and you seem to have an interest in the stone.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
You know, there's going to be a small text cutscene where the guy gives me... So, normally this guy just gives you a crossbow, because this is the like one of the first areas you can get a crossbow in. He still gives you a crossbow, but you can get them earlier. He just gives you a stronger one. Or no, he gives you a bow. So he also gives you a free, a one-time free chocobo ride, which you can use at any point in time. Gambits. I want to re-customize Larsa's Gambits again. Right, so I think I'm going to call the stream here. There's not really much else. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it, because otherwise I'm just going to end up throwing myself into a dungeon, and then it'll be like 11 o'clock. So, we'll call it here. So that's it for today. Holy shit. Yep, so that's it for today. Tomorrow, no idea. You know what? Let's browse through my Steam. I was thinking of doing, you know, Shadow Warrior 1. I was also thinking of maybe doing Bulletstorm. I kind of want to do an FPS, but I don't know, like, I'm enjoying Gunfire a lot, so I could also just do another Gunfire tomorrow and, you know, take a think as to what game I want to play to fill the secondary slot. Obviously, it can't be a very big game, right? So... Hell, I might even do that. I might actually go to pre-sequel, Borderlands pre-sequel. I had a challenge in that game too. It's not going to be melee only, but it's going to be a claptrap challenge, or frag trap challenge. Frag trap gets these subroutine abilities, where every time one ends, it'll reboot and start up a new subroutine. However, you can unlock more and basically put yourself in a situation where it'll buff one thing but debuff something else. I kind of want to play this build where I have to carry one of every weapon, element, etc. And whatever the routine changes to, I have to use that. I kind of want, I wouldn't mind sticking to something like that. That might be kind of fun. Probably also be very, very daunting, but... I've also not actually beaten pre-sequel with Claptrap. No, I have. I used a much different build. Yeah, I don't want to invest too much time into something long. At least with pre-sequel, like, I know what I'm doing, kind of like Borderlands 2. That's why Borderlands 2 was a side series game and not a primary series game. Still looking. Let's see. Oh, this is, which game should I do next? You know what? Maybe, should I do a platformer? Is there a platformer, like a 3D platformer I've played? Something to just get myself into it. Man, this is tricky to figure out what I want to play next. I didn't honestly think I was probably gonna beat Pokemon in the last stream. You know what? I think maybe I'll do that. It's a really, really obscure pick, but maybe I'll do Grim Dawn. I've kind of really wanted to play Grim Dawn, but I've never felt motivated enough to do it. So maybe this could be it. Looks like it might be a long game though, so we'll see. Yeah, this is... Nah, you know what? I think I'll play Bulletstorm. I know that game. I know it well enough. It's a fun game. One of my favorite shooters. So I'll probably play Bulletstorm. But yeah, so I got to make a thumbnail for that. And I got to make my schedule. I'll make my schedule tomorrow actually. I could probably make it tonight, but I can't post it till tomorrow anyway, so I might as well just wait till tomorrow. Yeah, but that's it. So tomorrow it'll be Bulletstorm. So I look forward to anyone that is going to swing by and watch that. So, this is Daimien Kamiya, Omni King. Be you friend, foe, or member of the Omni Council. I will see you all later. Have a good one. Bye.